I think it's a very important moment for GANNETT because we're at a crossroads. We continue to face the print declines and look at ways on how to grow our digital revenues. And that pressure is real, and it's pressure that we all deal with every day. And we can't sugarcoat it. It is the secular decline that we have to manage against. And right now we're at a very interesting intersection where we're getting very, very close, and I think in the next year and a half or two, our digital advertising revenues will be over 50% of our total advertising, which is a huge milestone for us and really shows that we're transforming the company into a digital company. Our business needs to change in that we need to move faster, we have to make decisions quicker, we need to continue to experiment and test and take those learnings and route the business as it needs to be adjusted. We know we're a media company, but what does a media company really mean? Within that, I think we've stepped back and we've taken a really good look at, on the side of producing content and journalism for audiences, and our ability to continue to grow organically is critical, and obviously we'll do everything we can to monetize that audience. But today we've really made a nice move forward in crystallizing for our employees the importance of serving our small to medium-sized businesses in the local communities. 80% of our advertising revenue today comes from the local community. It doesn't come from major retailers, and that's going to continue to be a larger percentage as we go forward. And we have the right relationships, we have the right products, and we have the right people to put those marketing solutions together for those clients. Well, first, it's a lot of work in front of us to become the daily destination. It ties to wanting to be the #1 digital news network in the country. With our brand and continuing to build the right products and continue to elevate our journalism, we believe people will continue to pick USA Today Network as their first stop for being informed. Over the next 3 years, what I'd like to achieve is to be USA Today Network to become the #1 digital news network in the country. Number 2, I'd like to see that over 50% of our advertising revenue is digital. Number 3, I'd like to see us have 1 million digital subscribers. Fourth and final would be to stabilize our top line revenue and cash flows.
Our consumer strategy sits at the intersection of content, product, and brand. And really you need all three in order to be successful. We have to start with audience. We must start with really knowing our audience. That involves research, that involves really understanding what is resonating with our audiences today, and frankly, what's not resonating with them. To do that, we have to do a number of things. Research is certainly a part of it, but so too is being very mindful of our data and really marrying up our news judgment with data to inform our choices about our coverage. It's also going to be critical that we assess our resources and really understand that the structure, the skills that we have support our content strategy. We have over time been known as the place that took risks, that experimented, that tried new things. And we do that still today, but perhaps have not been as laser focused there as maybe we could have been. And so going forward, that is going to be a critical component of our strategy. And finally, our brand experience. Again, building a unified signature brand, which across all platforms, across all manner of media consumption, we understand that what we offer going forward will need to be far more complex than it's been in the past. But doing that will mean that we have content and user experiences really tailored to the interests and the needs of the audiences we hope to attract and to drive deep engagement with.
We have to think about our content in different ways. One area that we are all in on is video storytelling. Now we know that the vast majority of our audience is mobile, reaching us on a mobile device, which is incredibly important knowledge because it changes the way we tell stories. A couple of other areas where we are really doubling down on. So one is podcasts. Now podcast is really interesting because it turns out we have quite a few podcasts across the network, almost all of which have been passion projects. They really started because a couple of reporters or producers were passionate about storytelling, and they realized this is the best possible way to tell that story. Newsletters has tremendous potential for us. We already have quite a few newsletters from around the network. Again, what we're doing is taking a look at those that we feel have the highest potential and really getting a strategy around that and pushing those out, not just in local markets, but across the network. Social has been increasingly important to us. We are looking at evolving how we look at social media, because we know that, of course, Facebook is incredibly important, but how we communicate with folks on Facebook, it's very different than Instagram, and that's very different than Snapchat. That's different than Twitter. All of these platforms have a different kind of vernacular in their communication. So another enormously important piece for our future is unique content. It's that content that you cannot find anywhere else.
A lot of our focus is going to be around continuing upon the foundation that we have built to tap into data, connecting all facets of our business, connecting all the dots in the valuable assets of data that we have, and truly using them to build personalized, engaging digital products, both on the consumer side as well as on the advertising side. We have spent a lot of time to truly integrate the teams together so it is a singular technology organization. There aren't many companies out there, especially companies who are multi-brand, who literally have 100 plus brands out there, that can claim to have the integrated content management system that we have, the integrated product development teams that we have, and the back-end infrastructure teams that we have. And these are true engines of the business. Our cloud strategy, which has been active for a long time, is taking a huge step forward. We are pulling back on more of our owned and operated data centers and moving much more of our infrastructure to the cloud, which is the 21st century way of running a digital business. Provides us much more flexibility at reduced costs, really allows us to be nimble about how we deploy technology, how we launch new applications, how we scale them to national and international levels. Over the last year, we have launched a number of relationships with the social media players, with the big social media players out there, Apple News, Facebook Instant Articles, the Google AMP technology, and all of these are ways for us to distribute our content in new ways in front of the millennial, socially oriented audience in a way that it is in their destination of choice on a daily basis, whether they're looking at the Facebook feeds or using the Apple product in their iOS devices. So these are all what we call off-platform distribution of the content that was traditionally only available on our own websites and apps. We are pushing forward very hard on the tools in the newsroom. We need to move faster. We need to be not afraid of failure. If our gut and a decent amount of data points tell us that something is the right thing to do, we should be more willing to move forward.
So I'm excited about how product, marketing, and content are going to work together in a much more integrated way. The power of all three of our teams working closely together, I think, creates a much better consumer experience for everyone, and I think something that our USA Today and our local market readers will really appreciate. If you think about USA Today print product launching in 1982, it was very design forward in terms of its look and feel. Colorful, concise, very different from other publications out there. And we're really trying to bring the best of that into our USA Today network. What really excited me at the beginning of working at GANNETT was the power of the local network and the power of USA Today. And what has happened over the past 2 years is our ability to kind of bring that together under the USA Today network. I think that really affords us an opportunity, not only from a marketing standpoint, but a product and content standpoint, to operate very differently. And I think our new strategy really signals that change in a powerful way. you'll start to see from us much closer alignment with our content and our product organization in terms of developing consumer experiences that really resonate and differentiate us in the marketplace. I think a couple good examples of that would be around Virtually There as an example of leveraging innovation to tell our stories differently for our consumers. Certainly something that our content and product team are driving, but something that we're getting out to our audiences across the network through our marketing efforts. How do we reframe our go-to-market strategy for our consumers and start to really showcase the great content that's part of what we do at USA Today and across our local networks. And what we're really trying to do is talk about the great experiences you can have with us by being a member with one of our local media brands, participating in our storytelling events, going to our food and wine experiences, also engaging with us through curated newsletters and podcasts that really tell the stories of the communities that we're a part of in a very different and innovative way, really changing the perception that we're a newspaper company and really changing more towards the daily destination that's essential for all of our readers to be engaging with every day.
It's really about building towards a much more engaged audience, which also drives revenue. From a user experience standpoint, it requires us to build new ad environments, ones that load fast, that are interesting, and that contribute to the overall user experience. The second area of focus is enhancing how our sales teams go to market. It's all about simplifying the sales process through technology and support. It's also about unlocking data and insights to help our customers navigate a very complicated media landscape. It requires us also to build out new marketing services businesses that open new sources of revenue. Finally, we need to take greater control over key products and segments. That started with the acquisition of ReachLocal and SweetIQ. They give us the capacity to develop in a growing and important marketing services space. We need to reinvest in two key core segments, auto and recruitment. We need to build aggressive plans in growth segments such as education and health. The 3 years ahead of us won't be easy, but with good plans, we're going to get to the place that we all want to be.
Building out new revenue streams is mission critical for media companies in 2017. USA Today Network has the opportunity to create a nationwide agency servicing local businesses across the country in a way that no one else in all of media can build. And for us, building out agency-like services for local businesses will allow us to provide them with national intelligence, data, insights, and analytics to empower their go-to-market to reach new customers and also to reiterate to existing customers. Within the nationwide agency, we think that we can create a portfolio of products, services, and solutions that can help them reach customers across the internet. As we build out the foundation for the nationwide agency, one big opportunity we see is starting to measure signals from the actual design creative and how it's driving the performance of the ad campaign. So as the machine learns and we're measuring the creative design by verticals, education, healthcare, retail, we can start to extract design treatment that we know drives performance. So whether a marketer is investing in our owned and operated media assets or in other ways to reach new customers on the internet, if the investment's not coming directly to us, it will run through us as advertisers seek to reach local audiences across social and search and mobile, display, and video. But we also see a huge opportunity to help national brands localize. We think through Get Creative and storytelling, we can help drive a national brand's relevance in reaching real Americans across the country unlike anyone else can. More to come.
The acquisition of Reach Local for GANNETT was all about growing a strong digital marketing services business. And already it's being leveraged across the whole of GANNETT by taking the Reach Local solutions into GANNETT local markets, into the Journal Media Group's local markets, and collaborating with the national business to really bring solutions to our national clients. And GANNETT and Reach Local together are really redefining what partnership means for our advertising customers in helping them with their digital strategies. The fact of the matter is the digital landscape is becoming so complicated today, and because of our breadth of capabilities and the trusted relationship we have, we're perfectly positioned to be the partner of choice for these advertisers, and thereby growing our share of their wallet as well as growth for our digital capabilities. I feel the whole organization is aligned on making sure we bring together world-class capabilities, great client experience for our advertisers, which I feel very confident is going to lead to tremendous growth.
GANNETT's acquisition strategy is designed to fuel digital growth in a way that we cannot do through internal investment or pure just organic revenue growth. A good digital acquisition brings not just great products for our advertisers and marketers that we can sell, great technology that GANNETT would not be able to develop internally in a cost-effective way, but also great talent and great teams that we can add to our already great GANNETT employee base to continue to help us accelerate on a digital basis. I look forward to seeing us achieve digital revenue growth, strong digital revenue growth that we can be proud of, that exceeds our industry peers, that surprises and sort of astounds everyone, beats people's expectations. I look forward to actually seeing some stabilization in the declines in print revenue because I believe we can do better in print. I know print advertising still works. Great feet on the street in our local markets, and we can improve that performance as well. Of all the companies out there trying to make a digital transformation in this media world, we are the ones that can be successful. We have all the resources, we have all the opportunity, we have the best journalists, best salespeople, best management team, and that's what excites me the most.
We really need to be looking at those companies that are on the cutting edge from a standpoint of the products that they're bringing to market, the way that they're helping their communities, the way that they're helping their advertisers and or marketers in providing services that are really new and innovative. On the marketing services sector side, we're looking for specific capabilities around our ability to drive data at a much deeper pace. We're looking for things like we just acquired with Suite IQ, which provides a much more robust product suite for Reach Local. It is very strong place, and we have seen this as we've talked to potential acquisitions, the excitement that they have around being part of the network and having the scale that is out there in our network to be able to position their company as part of that is amazing.
So when we talk about people for the refresh strategy, I think it's important for all of us to understand that we're not going to move this with 2 people or 12 people. It's going to take 20,000 people to make this work. So as we talk about the transformation, from a people standpoint, it's all about, do people have kind of this transformational mindset, which in its simplest terms is, are people open to learning new things? And for us to go to where we need to get to with this new strategy is really be open-minded, understanding what does the future entail for us as an organization and how do we get those skill sets to be there. Hopefully Hopefully most of those skill sets will come internally and we can develop those, but we may need to bring in some folks from the outside who have those skill sets as well. But what's unique about our employees here at GANNETT is there's this incredible passion about what we do, and they're tied to the success of this business, and they want to do right. And whether right is about good journalism or about good finance or about good product, they really are passionate about what they do, and I think that's very engaging. Of all the companies I've worked at, you can take that and build off of that, and that is a key foundation for us moving forward into the future of where we want to go. So when we talk about our communities, I think that takes on many definitions depending on where you sit in this organization. Obviously, there's a big definition that affects our consumers out in the communities like Phoenix, like Indianapolis, but it also affects our employees, and I look at our employees as a community. And how do we take that same philosophy of connect, act, and thrive and make that work for our employees? How do we make all of our processes and programs give our employees the ability to connect, act, and thrive? What's important for the people division and for the employees that work in the people division is for us to make sure that we understand where the business is going, understand the strategy, and then how do we build on an individual level our individual strategies to support the business for that success. I think for us, it's from the people division is how do we make sure that we have processes and programs that support the growth of this company, the growth of employees, and enable that, but don't add any more bureaucracy.
I am incredibly passionate about the opportunity to have all of our employees be brand ambassadors. We have so many incredible pieces in place to be really successful, and with our refreshed 3-year strategy, I think it's really important to enable all of our employees to be able to articulate their role in that success, what they're doing, and be able to share that with all the many audiences. We've done an amazing job telling the story of who we are as a new company. We've worked really hard to expand where we share our message, and I certainly look forward to doing more of that. So we would love to maybe move away from some of the expected conferences and workshops and really showcase the new and exciting and innovative things we're doing, not just telling them what we do, but really showing them what we do and showing it in practice. For example, some of the ways we've been able to showcase our work rather than just telling those audiences is really bringing the network to life for them. So for example, we've done client events where we gather some potential clients, bring them in a room, have a few cocktails, let them experience virtual reality, let them experience some of our news stories and showcase those in person so they can really see how all of this works. We have that local to national network like no other brand. I've seen over my career many companies try to do this, and none of them have been able to succeed. We have all of the right ingredients in place to make this happen. We have the right talent, we have the right content, we have the right experiences. We have made huge strides over the last 2 years in linking together our network, and the road ahead is going to be full of success for us. I think in order for us to become a daily destination, we really have to create that brand loyalty. I think there are so many places and options for consumers and advertisers. We have changed from a model of just kind of a transactional consumer to a membership. We are giving new experiences to consumers and advertisers that they might not know exist as part of our network. If we can continue to provide these new, exciting, and serendipitous experiences for our members, we will create brand loyalty. We have been given full reign from our CEO and our leadership team to really own and execute against the ideas and creativity and innovation that we think will move the ball forward for us.
Well, it's important to know that one of the bedrock principles of the 3-year strategy is our commitment to the First Amendment. And so I've spent my career fighting for the public's right to know and for our journalists, because if it means going to court to get the records that the public officials don't want us to see, we'll be there. If it means going to court to protect our confidential sources, we'll be there. If it means going to court to protect the right to publish what we think is fit and needed by our communities, we'll be there. So I think we're going to be quite busy, and it's going to be a lot of fun fighting the good fight. What I'd like to see is for our journalists to continue to build the USA Today network, to solve problems in our communities, to shine the light on the dark crevices where there are problems, and to be able to say at the end of 3 years, we've really made a difference.